Hello everyone, today I'm gonna be watching Humvees APCs Campfire story by mikeburnfire. Though, here's the thing. Humvees are the sexiest military vehicle out there. Like, there is nothing sexier than Humvees. But APCs, in my opinion, in any company, are the most useful vehicles out there. Like, seriously. Except for choppers, but we're not talking about aerial support. We're talking about like APCs alone. Like, they have so much utility. They can carry people. They're mostly amphibious if you get the good ones. And on top of that, they have a main gun, usually a cannon that fires just explosive rounds. They can easily destroy anything you hate. Okay, that's not that's not the way to say it, but usually true. And anything that can kill him usually is like a mine or an IED or maybe a tank. But at the end of the day, I like APC. I usually try to opt for an APC in Arma or any military game than a tank. Because a tank is usually a chunky, big, thick fuck that is slow and needs a bit more people to operate. But it's a fucking, like, death machine, so it depends on how much firepower you need. Let's see. In the count of 3, 2, 1, go.
I used to have, you know flip clocks? The inside of the clock is a bunch of little cards. It's like a Rolodex. And when it
Where the fuck is this? Is this Fallout 3, I think. Maybe.
I used to have, you know flip clocks? The inside of the clock is a bunch of little cards. It's like a Rolodex. And when it ticks over to the next number, it goes click and it flips down.
So it's a bunch of different cards that flip over.
Yeah. I used to have...
Wait a second.
Right, so here we are the next morning. It's 8:50 a.m. I've left them in position since I set them at 5 o'clock the previous night. And to my surprise...
Oh, okay. Oh, these. Oh my god. My grandpa had one of these. It was more boxy and more like... It was way smaller. It was like the size of... I don't know, fucking know. It's the size of, like, you know, two matchstick boxes. It was so small. These are big and they are very cool. I assume they are very cool. I never had one. I don't know where to even find one. I assume like antique clock stores, but they look really cool.
You know flip clocks? The inside of the clock is a bunch of little cards. It's like a Rolodex. And when it ticks over to the next number, it goes click and it flips down.
So it's a bunch of different cards that flip over.
Yeah, basically.
Automatically based on the time.
I had one of those. It's this ancient alarm clock. It used a little tiny incandescent bulb to illuminate the inside of the alarm clock.
It seems a very niche, a very little campy thing.
Well, it was from like the 80s. That's not why I had it, but it was from the 80s.
Wouldn't surprise me if it was why you had it.
I'm pretty sure it may have been like my mom's alarm.
Bernie. Mike hipster confirmed.
Alarm clock when she was in college, and I was just like, "This is what I'm using."
Okay.
That would go off.
Why?
There was one morning that it went off. I can sleep through almost anything.
Yes, you can.
There was one morning where it went off, and I like grabbed it and just threw it across the room.
Oh no!
And it shattered into a million cards.
No, it continued working. That thing was damn near indestructible. There was another morning.
Yeah, all shit still fucking are damn near indestructible. Like a Nokia fucking 510, bro.
I woke up. I was late for whatever it was. Mm-hmm. I couldn't figure out why my alarm hadn't gone off. I also couldn't figure out where my alarm clock was. Had no idea where my alarm clock had gone. Mm-hmm. Went into the closet to get a shirt. Opened the closet door, and at the bottom of the closet was
a mess of screws and
parts. A big bundle of blanket. I had taken the alarm clock, unplugged it from the wall, wrapped it in a blanket, and thrown it into the closet while I was asleep.
You were so tired, you don't even remember.
Yeah, that shit happens. That fucking shit happens when you wake up in the middle of the night, do something, and asleep. And you don't remember it. But it was something necessary, probably. Usually throwing your clothes to the other side of the room in a ball because you're fucking, it's hot. It's like 46 degrees Celsius in here.
Did I ever tell you about the sleeping through a mortar attack?
You were mortared quite a few times. I don't remember you sleeping through one.
We got mortared multiple times, and one
of
the things that our unit started doing was when we started getting mortared at nighttime, because we were in a barracks, a long building, rooms on one side, rooms on the other side.
I assume long like this, not horizontally, because that wouldn't make sense.
One big hallway that goes all the way down there, and then it stairs upwards to a second floor, which is more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So when we started getting
Second floor? Why is it a second floor on a military building when it's gonna get murdered? What? Maybe it's like a command center?
second floor, which is more of the same.
Mm-hmm.
So when we started getting mortared, they got everybody to come out of their rooms into the hallway so they could get accountability of who all was there, which I thought was a really fucking stupid idea.
Well, you mean because we're all now in one long corridor?
Now we're all in one long corridor, and if a mortar comes straight through the roof, it's going through the roof, down, and it's going to detonate in the hallway, and just send shrapnel ricocheting down this hallway made of cinder blocks.
Well, how else would you have gotten accountability?
Go open the door to their room and check to see if they're there.
I guess. Maybe
Not a bad
everyone
idea.
stands in the doorway and reports that everyone is there.
Bro, the people who want to do the fucking accountability are just lazy. That's the reason, bro. They're lazy in school, they're lazy in military, they're lazy in an airplane, they're lazy in a survivor situation, they're lazy everywhere. You can't count on them. Count yourself and say, yo, I'm here, and be fucking responsive toward it. If you're shy, you're gonna left out. You're like, seriously. Don't just wait for the person to call your name. Because if they miss it and it's just like some bullshit military exercise, yeah, be careful, good. It happens in academia, it happens in military, it happens everywhere.
I don't know. There's definitely
lazy.
a better way to do it.
Yeah.
Other than cluster up, boys. They can't hit all of us at once.
Unless they use a single mortar, yep.
Anyway, I got real tired of doing that. One, because I would just straight up sleep through mortar attacks. And
yeah.
two, I was like, this
Why
is
wake
stupid.
up?
We're all gonna die.
I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna die tired.
Yeah, exactly. Also, what if we're getting mortared and I'm asleep? Why are you waking me up so that I can die awake?
What do you want me to do about it? Yeah, I'll go shoot down the mortar.
Yeah, let me die in my sleep.
Let me fix the anti-mortar shields immediately, like right now, fucking idiots.
Jackass. Anyway, do you remember like the early invasion of Iraq when?
Let me
That
die
wasn't
in
there.
peace.
Do you remember the whole big deal with up-armored Humvees?
It sounds very familiar to me.
When we
I have no
first
idea.
invaded Iraq, we went into Iraq with the most inadequate shit.
I do seem to remember there's something about body armor too.
The body armor was all woodland camo. Most of the uniforms were woodland camo initially. So we're in the middle of a desert wearing woodland camo with like
I assume jungly? Yeah?
M81 woodland camo vests.
Oh.
Which, I mean, I love woodland.
So basically
Don't get me
means
wrong. M81
shoot
woodland
us.
is amazing. It's like my favorite.
No, it's just not
one of my favorite
camouflage,
camo
bro.
patterns of all time. But it's not suitable for a fucking
Yeah.
desert.
Right.
The other thing was, we went in there with Humvees that literally had like the nylon door. It was just a metal frame
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
with a nylon door.
I was gonna say, do you mean plastic wrap? Are you fucking kidding me? In Iraq? Which sat down on the loose? Are you fucking kidding me?
And a plastic window that
What?
folded down.
Yeah.
And then we got the fiberglass doors.
Bro, are old Ben's fucking 40s war machines from like, when was it? From like World War II and like one or two that America gave us. Still have their steel doors. How the fuck did their Humvees just lose steel doors? Did they just get fucking exploded a lot? How?
Yes.
So there was a big deal about like, these soldiers are in Iraq with doors that this Humvee literally has zero armor on it. Like if you threw a baseball
God.
hard enough, you probably could get it to go through the. Oh my god, what is his name? What is the fucking baseball player's name that
Babe Ruth.
No, that obliterated a bird with his pitching.
I'm sure that's not what he wants to be known for.
He was pitched real fast. Anyway, if that dude pitched a baseball at the side of one of these Humvee doors, I'm sure he could get the baseball, just go book and punch a hole clean through the door.
Just throw the baseball through the door.
Oh, because the door was made of nylons as well, not just a window. Oh my god. Okay, that's
This dude
so
had
fucked
like
up.
a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. It's like he could do it anyway. So they started just making doors out of sheet metal, which sucks. It's like
It
that's not
still
gonna stop
sucks.
an EFP.
No.
but it's better than nothing, I guess.
I guess.
It's
Oh,
gonna
sorry.
stop. It's gonna stop the birds and the fucking rocks. And nylon's gonna break apart in like the first week of that vehicle.
EFP is an explosively formed projectile.
So we were slapping metal on
Wait,
Humvees.
EFP.
But it's better than nothing.
better than nothing, I
What is
guess.
that?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. EFP is an explosively formed projectile.
Explosively formed projectiles. Like, why America needs this shit? That's a fucked up weapon. I love that though. Like, imagine shooting that in a tree. That would kill it.
So we were slapping metal on Humvees, just any kind of metal, dude.
Yeah, basically.
Sheets of metal.
During the early global war on terror in Operation Iraqi Freedom, they were just slapping whatever they could find on the side of Humvees. Just anything. Like, legitimately, soldiers were piling sandbags in the bottom of the Humvee to absorb something.
Okay.
Hopefully it'll absorb some shrapnel. Because these early Humvees, during the early global war on terror, you could straight up take out a Humvee with a single hand grenade.
Wow, that's pretty pathetic.
It's pretty terrible.
Do you think
Yeah.
they were designed that way because they weren't expecting to use them in that kind of combat? You think they
No,
were
because
maybe-
all the Humvees that the military was using, we had been using since like the 1980s.
Oh my
It's not
god.
a
So they were
frontline
just
combat
keep
vehicle.
getting
It's not an
repaired and
armored
repaired and
personnel carrier.
repaired.
You're just using this thing, this Jeep, as like basically just a utility truck.
Bro, but when it's armored and it looks so sexy. It's like, oh my god, that sweet back. Oh. Chef's kiss. Whoever designed that beauty, chef's kiss. But yeah, it's literally a Jeep.
You're just transporting stuff from A to B, and A to B usually does not include a front line anywhere.
Like some modern Land Rovers have better armor. Like Land Rovers have better armor than these Humvees that he's describing, basically. That's what I'm getting at.
Also, by not putting a bunch of
And
armor
this
on
was
it,
in
it's
military.
slightly faster, so hopefully if you do encounter any enemies, you can kind of just go, ah, and drive away really quickly. Also, you probably should have a dude on the back with a 50, and then he could like shoot at
Probably.
him, so whatever. That doesn't really work when you're in a urban environment and you're fighting asymmetric warfare, i.e. a bunch of insurgents who are planting fuck-off landmines on the
Yeah.
side of the road.
Yeah, it seems like the
And they
Humvees
can be
were designed
anyone.
for
People.
conventional warfare.
They can come out of the fucking mountain. They can come out of the fucking ground. Have you seen Afghanistan soldiers? Like, bro, they come out of the fucking ground like fucking penguins and shit.
Not to combat insurgencies or partisan participants.
Yeah, exactly. They were designed for conventional warfare, and they weren't ever supposed to be frontline vehicles.
God
My
damn.
initial thought was, how did we not learn anything from Operation Desert Storm in the 90s? But at the same time, that was more of a conventional war too, wasn't it?
That was more of a conventional war against a very underpowered enemy. You didn't have Humvees doing frontline combat. Maybe you had...
But at the same time, that was more of a conventional. My initial thought was, how did we not learn anything from
Operation Desert Storm. Okay, so Kuwait. Yeah, I have no idea about this one. In 1990s, okay. It lasted 1 year, bro. Iraqi war is still going on. I think so. There's still some wars happening in Iraq. I don't know what's going on, man. It just doesn't worth it at some point. It's like, why are we fighting anymore? It's like 2023. Can't we like just like chill? It's like at some point Earth needs to be united because we need to go outside, guys. As long as we're fighting amongst each other for no fucking reason, the outside is closed off. And Elon's gonna get to Mars and colonize it, and we're gonna be fighting amongst each other. They're gonna be making more bullshit tweeters out there, and we're gonna be still fighting. Bro, to all the ISIS people, terrorists out there, it's just it's not real. Bro, what you believe is not real. Like, Joe, even if there was 72 virgins out there, one of them is not gonna even look at you. Like, seriously. They're virgins, they're shy, they're out there in the sky. Forget about those, they don't exist. That's a dream that the sheikhs are telling you to make you believe into that nonsense. Live right now in this real world, and if there is an afterlife, if there is a God, he can give you all the good shit you want. But the fight that you're doing in that God's name right now is just enraging him. Bro, this rage is going to bite you in the ass. Either if you believe in God or don't. Because I believe majority of the terrorists out there don't believe in a real God. They just believe they just are power hungry, and they are just absolute like broken self-esteem people who need therapy immediately. They just are power hungry because if you keep oppressing someone over and over and over again, awful people come out. Hitler comes out. Some people come out that are doing the same thing over in Middle East that I'm not going to talk about. Some people are doing it. Like, look what happened. This is just a chain reaction that is happening. What am I even talking about? The operation happened, everything happened. Iraqi war over. I'm sorry. I'm just saying the terrorists needs to change their mentality because terrorism is not working anymore. It's just not it's not accomplishing anything. And the idea that you had is already like broken and into pieces. The idea of your heaven is already broken into pieces. Why are you trying to just not listen to logic and try to dream and ascend into nothingness? Everyone's gonna hate you for this. Like, seriously. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it right now. Go get help. If you can, set off some of the explosive in there. Don't let their bases in ISIS or whatever the fuck they are explode and get the fuck out of there. Get out of there. Go to the militia of the country. Surrender yourself. They're not gonna kill you. Trust me. They need information. They're gonna talk to you. They're gonna get information. You're gonna be spending some time in jail, but then you're not gonna be a piece of shit who murders children anymore. You're not going to be an enemy of humanity anymore. I'm just saying this, guys. I'm sorry that it's taking long, because trust me, it's not worth it.
From Operation Desert Storm in the 90s, but at the same time, that was more of a conventional war too, wasn't it?
That was more of a conventional war against a very underpowered enemy. You didn't have Humvees doing frontline combat. Maybe you had some Humvees doing scout duty
to finish.
Anyway, one of the things that they did when they were up-armoring vehicles is they ordered these huge, these massive blankets made of Kevlar. It's just like 100 layers of Kevlar. It's a lot.
Holy
These blankets
shit.
are like maybe an inch thick.
Wow, it's a lot.
It's a lot of Kevlar. And they would take those, and they would use tin snips to cut them up and fit them and put them in the bottom of a Humvee so that, again, it could absorb some shrapnel.
Right.
That might.
The Humvee might still be wrecked, but hopefully the soldiers inside
Yeah,
are still alive.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't get a chunk of shrapnel the size of your fist coming through the bottom of the Humvee and going up your ass.
God. That is actually not, that's not unrealistic. After what I've seen in some of these things, it's not unnecessary. It's not out of the mind, something like that happening. God.
A molten copper enema is
Some of
not
the heads
exactly
that
the
have
most
gone.
fun thing.
I wouldn't imagine so.
Yeah. So there were a bunch of these extra Kevlar blankets that were left over sitting in the motor pool, just stacks of them. And I was sick of constantly being woken up in the middle of the night, because there was a period for about a good 2 months that we would get mortared anywhere from 2 to 4 times a day.
Oh, that
every single
sucks.
day.
That sucks. Holy shit, 4 times a day? That's like 6 hours apart. And sometimes, I assume it's not a frequent occurrence. It happens probably 4 times in an hour or something, and it just destroys their mentality
And then
completely.
it would go 2 days where we wouldn't get mortared, and chain of command would be like, okay, if we don't get mortared if we don't get mortared today, this is the 3rd day. If we don't get mortared today,
Everyone's
you don't have to
off-stream.
wear your flak vest and Kevlar every time you go outside.
Okay, seems weird.
Well, because we had to wear it every time we went outside because we could get mortared at any point.
God.
Probably still will after 3 days of not being mortared.
One of the things that we got really good at was triangulating exactly where the mortar came from within seconds of it being fired.
Ooh, that's so
We had
cool.
really good firefinder systems that could calculate it within seconds of being fired.
Oh, that's
I'm
insanely
just now
good.
remembering another side tangent. We had these
Telling me.
firefinder systems. They're these big panels. They're like big radar panels that they put on top of buildings. Mm-hmm. Somebody got a little remote-controlled helicopter, and they thought it would be funny to fly one of those around. So they were flying it around in front of the firefinder system, and the firefinder system thought it was an incoming mortar, so it starts going, bam, 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 incoming, incoming. Bam, bam, bam. It's like everyone's
Oh my
running,
God.
and this dude with a helicopter's like, oh fuck, and just drops it and runs away. Anyway.
Yeah, and you got pinned for that.
Yeah, get out.
I don't know if they actually figured out who did it, but they were basically just like, no more flying helicopters outside here.
There you go.
It's just
There you go. That motherfucker ruined drones, helicopters, and every fun object that you can fly with for everyone. Fuck him. That's the same shit for everything, man. Some assholes
sense.
ruin it for
Anyway,
everyone.
So we got real good at pinpointing where incoming fire was coming from.
So you would attack the location where the fire came from, and you would assume...
Yes, well, we would either send a QRF, which is a quick reaction force. We would either send a
I ran
QRF
them on
out to where
those.
the mortar site was if it was close enough to try to stop them.
Or to near
we
the
would
main
just do
road.
counter battery fire and fire mortars back at them.
Ooh,
The
yes.
insurgents
That's the
very
best part.
quickly figured out that's what we were doing. One of the things they did is they would take mortars. They would take a mortar. So you know how a mortar works?
You basically launch it from a tube.
Yeah, you basically have a tube on the ground. You hold the mortar over
Hold
the
it
top
down
of it,
and
let
then
go of
get
it.
out.
It slides down the tube,
Yep.
hits the firing pin, and launches the mortar out.
Next one.
What they would do is they would set up
You fire
10
6.
mortar systems in like one location. And the day before, they would take each mortar and put it in a bucket of water and then freeze it.
I was actually gonna guess that, but then I thought, no, it's a stupid thing to guess. There's no ice out there. They have no access to ice.
So they got
They
refrigerators.
freeze, yeah, they freeze
So what they
this
would
too,
do
bro.
is
They
they would
eat
set
shit.
up,
They
like-
have beers. I didn't hear that. Let me hear it again.
What they would do is they would set up 10 mortar systems in like one location. And the day before, they would take each mortar and put it in a bucket of water and then freeze it.
I was
For what?
actually gonna guess that, but then I thought, no, it's a stupid thing to guess. There's no ice out there. They have no access
To slow down the impact?
to ice.
So they got refrigerators. So what they would
Or
do
to
is they
increase
would
their
set up
speed.
like 10 mortar tubes, get them relatively zeroed, and then bail. And then throughout the day, as the ice begins to melt, the mortar
Oh, big
starts
head.
sliding down the tubes and going off.
Oh,
If
that's
the
so
U.S. does
cool.
counter battery fire,
So big
there's nothing there to
ice.
hit. They hit a bunch of empty mortar tubes.
I guess, yeah, we're just kind of counter battery fire is a waste of resources.
So because
That's smart.
we realized they were doing that, we would figure out where the mortars were coming from. We would look down there with a drone, abandon mortar tubes. We just wouldn't do counter battery fire. We just kind of stopped responding to it, almost
Why not go and get the mortars? Less mortars for them, less mortar days for you, right?
like just ignore it.
Okay.
Even though they're dropping mortars on us, just ignore it. Pretend it's not happening.
Okay.
No, always get
And
the
then
equipment.
after a good 3-4 weeks of that, they were like, they're not doing anything anymore. That means we can launch as many mortars as we want with impunity.
Oh no!
So one day, they go out there, and they started mortaring us for probably about a good 20 minutes.
Oh my
just
God.
constant boof, boof, boof. These things are just going off constantly.
There is value in varying up your tactics.
Yep. The only problem is, because we would look with a drone to see what was going on, we could see that there were like 20 guys out there just
Oh,
launching mortars
shit.
at us. So they flew over with Apaches and turned the entire area into mulch.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Then we didn't
Why
get any
not?
mortared anymore.
There you go.
So
there you
that
go.
leads
Why not
into
just steal the mortars though? Like, why not get the weapons from the enemy? Then the enemy doesn't have a meal to fight for. Like, seriously. Why am I quoting Mr. Miyagi or some shit? I'm sorry. I'm just saying, like, that would be the proper course of action. Although an Apache leveling the place is another
Not being
idea.
ordered for 2
Goddamn.
days.
Oh, well, that doesn't lead into that. Basically, they would vary up their tactics. They would, like, wait a couple days.
Well, the entire reason
Not
you
mortar.
told this story is because you started off telling another story about how you.
Yeah, I got that real ADHD.
I
brain.
know, but now we're going back to that story where you didn't have to wear armor
So
on the
they're
third
like,
day.
oh, well, if we don't get mortared
I
by
forgot about that.
midnight
What?
tonight, then we
Oh,
don't have to
the
wear
Kevlar
flak
vest.
vest and Kevlar anytime you go outside anymore.
Which seems poorly thought out, but anyway.
It does
No
seem
problem.
poorly thought out, and also I didn't really.
You didn't
I
like
was
to wear
a stu-
flak and Kevlar.
I didn't want to wear my flak vest and Kevlar anywhere, and I also kind of just wanted to die. So I was like, whatever.
Say that first. What? This poor suicidal
If a
bastard.
mortar lands
That's
right next
fucked
to me, I'm
up.
already fucking dead anyway. Why am I wearing this crap? Just what? I don't care. I mean, yeah, if a mortar landed like 50 meters away from me, I could still get hit with a chunk of shrapnel and die. The flak vest
Jesus.
would have stopped anyway. So it'd be, okay, so we're just like sitting there like watching the clock, waiting for midnight to roll around. 11:51, mortars start dropping in, just like, God, I don't want to wear this thing anymore. Flak vest keeping me alive.
I'm so hot!
That makes so much sense. I feel so bad for him. That would suck. Like this day, if no mortars, you can just take up. Oh, thank God, please do God. This, you hear the whistle and it's like, God fucking damn it. I fucking get it, bro.
Uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
I would go days without eating because it was too hot to go out to the dining facility.
Oh.
I would just be sitting there and be like, it's time to go get food. I'm just gonna eat some Pop-Tarts and drink some water. It's too hot to go to the dining facility. I'm not putting all that crap back on.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Yep,
What temperature? I assume 45.
I guess, like...
Oh, it was miserable. Anyway, we're getting word every day, and I'm tired of having to get out of bed and go sit in the hallway. And we got these Kevlar blankets sitting at the motor pool.
They're very comfortable to lay on, I assume.
Not really.
No.
They're quite
Kevlar.
thick. It'd be like laying
They're
on
not
a
silk,
big
bro.
leather pad.
Which, I mean, I did that in gym class. It was kind of fun.
It's more like less. Listen, Kevlar. I touched Kevlar. I played with Kevlar a lot. We used it for some tires that we were making. But again, it's like foam. It's like sleeping on a foam bed. But the foam bed doesn't really melt that well. It still has like a small layer of softness that goes down and then it slowly bends and that's it. That's all you get. And it's the worst thing ever. It's like jeans, but a bit more organized.
Yeah, it would be better than sleeping straight on the ground, but they don't have a whole lot of give to them.
Gotcha.
And I'm looking at these blankets, and the old wheels start a-turning.
Oh, boy.
So I grab like 2 of these Kevlar blankets and just drag them all the way back to my barracks room.
Okay.
I take one of the blankets, and I make a handle for it out of duct tape.
Oh.
Like a big pull handle.
Okay.
And then the other blanket, I shove it in between the mattress and the bed frame.
Okay.
So we start getting mortared that night. I grab the handle and I pull the Kevlar blanket up over myself, and thus cocooning me inside a giant Kevlar pod.
That seems
That
terrifying.
is terrifying
quite
but
comforting,
secure.
actually.
I know for
okay.
you, Mr. I love being
That's
compressed
good.
in an MRI machine. It might not seem terrifying to you, but the prospect of it not opening back up
Yeah,
is
that
kind
is
of
horrifying
horrific.
for many people.
Because literally I could just push the Kevlar blanket off me.
Yeah, unless the building got mortared and then rubble fell on you.
Fuck
I'm dead.
it.
If the building got mortared and it collapsed on me, I'm dead anyway, so what do I care?
I'd rather be mortared than buried and trapped in my Kevlar cocoon.
That wasn't really a concern.
That's a warm cold. I mean, it's fucking. Hopefully, it was night because at night desert is chill. It's like 0. But if you, why were you
Or
okay?
maybe
Makes
it basically
sense.
would just be like if you got in a really thick sleeping bag.
But it doesn't.
It pretty much is the same. Just imagine it's a sleeping bag, but it's a bulletproof sleeping bag.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or a
basically.
DOD suit without legs or sleeves. You're just sitting here just in a little Kevlar burrito. So,
Yeah, it's Kevlar
oh yeah,
doesn't
I also
bend
forgot
that
that I
well
put my
either.
helmet on.
Oh,
I put on my
okay.
helmet and
bends,
then
but
pulled
it's
pulled
so
all this other
fucking-
stuff over me.
What do you call
Just get
zap?
right back to sleep. So they're coming
Like
down
a
the hallway.
render.
Everyone, get in the hallway! Get in the hallway! They're just like pounding on the doors. Platoon sergeant's like, "Where's Hazard? Where's Hazard at?" And my squad leader goes like running down there, like pushes open my door and shines a flashlight in there, and just sees this olive green Kevlar burrito with a helmet poking out of the top of it. And he goes, "Oh, Hazard's fine," and just closes the door.
It's a pickle. It's like a pickle.
The things you get used to.
He's like, "Oh, he's fine." He's probably safer than all of us. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
And then 2 hours later, he emerged as a beautiful Kevlar butterfly.
With Kevlar wings. Pin me to your corkboard now, Mr. Scientist. I've actually slept through several mortar attacks
Stupid.
because the only reason that I woke up was because someone came and like kicked my door open and was like, "Get in the hallway, we're getting mortared!" And I'm just like, "Again?"
God
we
damn
not?
it. Can we like another
hate
beak?
war
Give us
so
a
much.
beak or something.
War sucks. When they said war is hell, I didn't know they meant I wouldn't be able to sleep. That's one of the reasons that I sleep so much. Well, Gulf War syndrome is the other one, but
Gulf War syndrome.
being exposed to burn pits has permanently ruined my brain.
We have many different reasons why you like to sleep.
I love sleep. Sleep is amazing. But yeah, I slept through
pretty
mortar
good.
attacks straight up. So I got so used to being mortared that I would like when I hear the incoming siren, I'm just like, all right, fuck, whatever. I'll start like slowly walking to the bunker because the bunker's like 20 feet away. I can get there in time. It's
I
gonna
guess
be
it'll
fine.
protect me. Ugh.
Whatever, I don't protect me. And it's just like they don't hit me. Literally, the joke is like they can't.
That is so fucked up. Just the fact that someone has to go through so much So much mortaring. Bro, mortaring is a terrifying experience. Everyone experiences it. I mean, everyone who goes to a military exercise or even they're like normal military like training, they experience some level of it. They try to experience it at least. And yeah, but I feel so bad for him that he had to go through so much to the point of no sleep, basically ever. No decent sleep at least. So he just is now so addicted with the sleep and just fascinated with it. It's fucked up.
They hit anything anyway. They keep blowing up the soccer field, and there's never anybody out there, so who cares?
Because we don't think about no sleep.
Like 1 foot closer to me than yesterday. Just like slowly walk into the bunker, stop to light up a cigarette. As I'm trying to light the cigarette, one lands like within 100 meters of me, and I'm just instantly like, ah!
The fear of God in you.
Try to act cool as like the veteran. No, I got mortared many times, so like it's not.
It's just like that happens.
Let's get in there.
So many people too. It's just you get so complacent about just like whatever. Nobody cares about mortars until a mortar lands within 100 meters of you, and you just like scream like a little girl and dive to the nearest bunker. Yeah.
War is mundane until it's not.
Yep.
It really is. It's real goofy.
Or it can just be fucked up from start to finish.
Humvees. By the time I had joined a few years later, everything was armored.
Oh yeah. Yeah. At that point, they had just armored the hell out of everything.
Tell you what, slamming your fingers in a car door ain't fun, but slamming your fingers in an armored Humvee?
There is no fingers anymore.
One of the people in our unit, they legitimately lost a chunk of their
fingers.
Yeah,
there is no fingers anymore.
They just went pop and just popped it off.
It's like one of those vans, bro. Have you seen one of those like vans that you close the door? One of those like old school. When you close the door like this, you have to just push it and it's just railing. Bro, those kilos like they're going to about to chop like a foot or like a fucking piece of tree or log or something. Like seriously, who made them so fucking aggressive? It's like, God, I would not want to be there when it happens. Everyone's safe. Let's close it.
No, that's not a good image.
If I recall correctly, one of the problems is a lot of the Humvees had like a magnesium armor, which magnesium armor is really lightweight. It can handle a good amount. The problem is if it catches fire, that shit burns so fucking fast.
Yeah.
And you cannot put it out. When we were there, they had these new fire suppression systems they'd put in the Humvee. It had like sensors on the inside of the Humvee.
It had a sprinkler on the inside.
Kinda, yeah. It was like a dry chemical fire extinguisher. So there's multiple types of fire extinguishers you can get. One of the fire extinguishers they used to use in military vehicles was a Halo fire extinguisher, which is real fucking bad because Halo is a oxygen remover.
Oh,
so we're gonna suffocate the soldiers so they don't burn.
Yeah, basically you have to try to get everybody out of the vehicle first and then deploy the Halo fire extinguisher.
That's not the point of a fucking armored vehicle.
Some of these fire extinguishers, the handle for it was on the outside, and if you knew where it was, you could just run up to a military vehicle and pull the Halo thing and then suffocate everyone inside the vehicle. So
what
I was out on a convoy at one point, and we were waiting to go somewhere, so we were just stopped.
That's
we were all like
fucked.
lined up, getting ready to roll out, and one of the vehicles is just sitting there, and then I just see poof, this like white mushroom cloud goes shooting out the turret, and all the doors open, and everyone just comes out of the vehicle.
Oh, no.
They come out just completely covered in white powder.
How did that go off?
One of them was sitting in there smoking, and he took a drag off the cigarette, and then he held the cigarette too close to the fire suppression system, and it saw the bright red glow of the cigarette, and went, "Oh fuck, the whole vehicle's on fire!" And just set off the entire thing.
I assume it's
so
smoke detecting,
like,
or it's like light detecting.
A bag of flour in their face. It was like, "What happened?"
Goodness.
It was so funny because obviously they needed help. They needed someone to like pour water on them or just something.
But you're all too busy laughing.
Everyone is standing there pointing and laughing at them.
That's why I don't smoke in cars. I don't smoke anymore, at least. But I used to smoke in cars, but I just stopped because everyone hates it. Everyone hates it. Even the people who are smoking in their cars, they hate when you are smoking in their cars. It's just the worst. Don't do it, guys.
We got an armored personnel carrier into our motor pool at one point because apparently there weren't any tracked
APCs love
vehicle
them.
repairman nearby.
And you were working on it because it's a small gun?
No, I was working on it because I didn't have anything else to do. And it was a little tank, and I thought it would be fun. I know it's not actually a tank. Oh my god, a 113 isn't a tank.
It's an armored tank.
Whatever.
Fuck it.
It has tracks.
It has a
I was
cannon.
like, oh my god, it's a tank.
An APC is a tank,
Yeah.
as far as I care.
So it's a
isn't really,
combined
but
then if it
whatever.
tracks is what you want.
Anyway, we got this 113 in, and it needed just some various things done to it. It needed like the transmission serviced, and it needed like the handle repaired on the door.
All right,
on the
easy
back
enough.
of it. Some other stuff fixed. Because basically what they were doing is they were using it as a gate guard vehicle. There's the gate that you would normally drive through.
Right.
Okay.
And what they would do is they would park the little armored personnel carrier sideways in front of the gate.
In case anyone tried to ram through the
Yeah,
gate.
basically in case someone tried to
okay,
ram
that's a
through the gate,
big
because now you
thing,
have to get through an entire
chunky
armored
thing to
vehicle.
put. Yeah,
So yeah,
good
they
thing.
like needed some various things fixed on it. So I found the manual for it and started helping to try to replace stuff.
Man, oh my god.
And I got to drive it around a bunch. Which,
That's
you know how
cool.
normally on like an automatic transmission, when you grab the little handle, it says like PRND1. This one, it was like PRPD D2L Q Japanese sign for fire?
The second P is probably R, but like the leg is shaved off or something.
No, it wasn't shaved off, but I do specifically remember that there was one that said P that was not park. And the reason I know it wasn't park is because I got in the tank to move it. There was nothing else in the motor pool.
Okay.
We specifically had made sure that all the other vehicles were away from this one
Alright.
because none of us actually knew how to drive.
Oh, it was like
the
foreign
armored personnel
completely.
carrier.
I see.
So I get in the little armed personnel carrier. I figure out how to start it, which is pretty simple, honestly. There's just a big knob that says start, and you turn it. So I get in there.
All right,
Huh,
easy
what's
enough.
P do? Put it in P, press the gas pedal, and it goes wow, and does a 180.
It turns around.
It just starts spinning in place. Turns out P stands for pivot.
Oh,
Yeah, P is pivot, not park.
oh, that's so good.
I'm glad it's not confusing at all.
No, not at all confusing. Anyway, yeah, I figured out.
Why would it has an automatic park though? Why would that be needed in military? Like, usually, do military vehicles have a park button when you can just press park and it just parks by sensors and shit? What the
How to
fuck?
drive it. It was really cool. It was, man, I had so much
Pivot
fun
is
driving that
crazy,
little armored
the fact that
personnel
this has
carrier.
that.
Once you figured out how it works.
Yeah.
P for pivot, R for
pivot.
run people over, G for don't move. Yeah, that makes sense.
Do you know what tankers call infantry?
Crunchies.
Yeah, crunchies.
Oh
Okay,
my
yeah.
god. Ah. That's disgusting.
I had, man, that thing was so much fun to drive around.
You didn't tell me you drove a tank and an APC.
Well, it is an APC.
You said you also drove a tank.
Well,
sorry,
that
that's
is
what I- oh.
that is why he was complaining. It has,
Yeah, no,
it has trails. It has an APC
Yeah,
tank.
what's the trouble remembering all the things you've driven?
I had that brain problem again.
Yeah.
Yes, I have driven an M1 Abrams and I have driven a armored personnel carrier.
What?
Okay.
The M1 Abrams,
Abrams?
it wasn't for very long. It was for like, I don't know, maybe a minute.
Okay,
parking
never
it.
mind then.
Yeah, basically. I still have that image somewhere. I still have that picture somewhere of me driving sitting in the armored personnel carrier, trying not to grin like an idiot.
Just took a selfie of yourself in an APC.
No, it's somebody else took a picture of me.
all right.
But yeah, it's just a photo
That's
of me
so
in an
cool.
APC, trying not to grin like an idiot because I'm super happy. I'm even wearing like the combat vehicle crewman helmet.
That's adorable.
I got like that whole thing on with like the headphones. I'm like, yeah.
Well, I'm glad every
Every
experience
kid's-
you had.
Every boy's basically dream when they were like little and they were like they're watching a military show or playing Battlefield, Call of Duty and shit. But that was our dream to like even touch it. Oh my god, it's so cool! Oh, love it.
It was fun over there.
Oh, that's it, God. Oh, love it. Union City. Well, I would still play for the NCR, but not mods. I wouldn't play this not on mods. Seriously. Holy shit! Like Mike is funny. He's just a brilliant storyteller. If his name is Mike, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's very fun. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. And for now, have a nice day. Goodbye, everyone. See you all later.